Good morning, everybody. Gotta find my glasses here.
I'm trying to get in. Sorry, go ahead,
Okay.
keep going.
You want me to wait a second?
No, you don't have to. Oh, shit.
Well, soon as Blanche is ready, we'll go ahead.
I'm
It's all
sorry.
right, you're fine.
You can,
We'll talk about the board minutes for March 15 decision.
I make a motion that we accept the board minutes of March 15th, 2022.
I'll second it. Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed. Commissioner Hinkle won't be here today. Something came up.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Okay, the first one is from Elena. PHL, I don't know.
Oh,
Must be
you
a-
don't want, we don't, I was in the wrong one. No wonder I couldn't
just
get in.
got too much.
Was on administrative.
Oh, because they were doing all your updates.
She's talking about, I didn't see the agenda item scheduled to discuss the public's right to see the draft of the meeting minutes, including specific MCA. We've gone over this quite a few times, and going by what Blaine says, we're doing it fine. Didn't Commissioner McClure motion to have it placed on the agenda? Other two commissions concur Tuesday.
Well, and Billy, you did respond to that email. Did you read her response? Billy's response to Elena.
Did you see? I responded to that, and then I included that in her,
Oh,
her correspondence,
okay. Oh,
just
I
to
see.
make sure that she wasn't waiting around until now.
Okay, thank you. And then the other one is the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority support and thanking us for the generous support of the rail authority. We received one donation from totaling $14.80. And that's it for correspondence. You have anything, Lynn?
And what is all this baloney going on here?
Is your computer being
Skip for
weird?
now, please. Thank you. I'm getting it.
Okay, it took them like all day to do that update.
I should have had come a little
Doing-
earlier to get
It
this
was
set up.
doing crazy stuff.
Almost there.
You're
Scott.
fine. We're on public comments. I got 2 minutes, sorry.
Okay. Nobody's,
Oh, did you guys see my note from Jackie about the emergency exercise taking place next Tuesday in the morning about a rail derailment? And it's taking place on a Tuesday. I didn't know if you guys would be interested in attending.
That one in Beaver Tail,
Mhm.
I did read that, and, yeah, I was gonna ask her about a little more about it. Okay, we'll go to public comment. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk to Jackie a little more on that, really, and find
Yeah.
out for sure.
I think a lot of people from the LEPC will go though.
That was
I
a
know.
heck of a meeting, that was good.
It was really good.
Really good support. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I went to that, I just showed up at that LAPC meeting, Lance, I was in town, so I went to it, and boy, it was good, they ran it good, and learned a lot. Now I know some faces, I talked to them on the phone and
Mhm.
this thing, and now it's kinda nice to see who's who, like Audrey,
Yeah.
and then the guy from Yellowstone Pipeline. Yeah, it was pretty interesting,
Yeah, they have a
good
good.
bunch.
Mhm. Oh, we have a comment from Elena.
I don't. Mine, Nothing's on there.
Oh, I gotta change your thing. Here, do you wanna, go hands up?
Hit what? This?
Here. There you go.
Oh. I was looking at the wrong thing. Go ahead. Good morning, Elena. How are you today?
Good morning.
Morning.
Echo again.
That's not here.
Hello? Now it's fine. It's funny how it corrects itself. Anyway, to go back to my letter that I sent or email,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you go back, I take minutes too. At 36:52 tape time, I came back on and I said, point of clarification. I still want the questions addressed the next week agenda. You don't have a discussion during correspondence and decide that my questions were answered. I still expect it to be on the agenda, the codes and everything, and a discussion. Now, if I was there, if I contacted Billy and said, Billy, would you put me on the agenda to talk about, oh, let's say the Big Sky passenger rail, does she get approval from you guys or she puts it on and then she tells me, Elena, you'll be on at this date. And then what do you have, a conversation and say, oh, we already discussed it with her a lot of times, so take her off? Is that the policy? You don't have to answer that. In a discussion regarding the draft minutes.
Or even answers, so go ahead.
Go ahead, what? I finished, thank you.
Wow.
I said I would like it on the agenda for next week with the codes and a discussion regarding the minutes draft,
We'll get a
being public information.
comes in.
Well, I have a question, Scott. You said that at one point, this has been brought up and brought up and brought up, and it's even been brought up at a local study, local government. And you said that it was decided quite a while ago that the draft minutes are not going to be released to the public until they're accepted by the commission. And that would be what they have decided to do. And I don't think we looked at any past minutes, but that's a decision that they made. So it stands.
We're staying with it.
End of my comment.
Thank you.
Elena has another comment.
Go ahead, Elena.
When somebody's addressing me, I don't expect to be muted. So this way I can respond without holding my hand up again. I specifically, excuse me now, it's public comment. It is public comment. Okay? Now, when I'm finished talking, you can speak when I'm finished. Now,
Tell me what we can do.
I'm not, oh, don't tell you what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
See, this
Again,
is
you work for me. Do you understand? Now let me finish. I try to be nice when I come on, and right away you start in, Chairman Adler. Now, to continue without being muted or cut off, I want the specific Montana codes annotated that give you a choice not to give public records or public information to the public. I want the specific codes.
We heard you.
And that's what I'd like on the agenda. I hope you heard me because I still don't have the answer yet. Now, thank you.
Wow.
Good morning.
Oh, geez.
Hmm?
You said good morning at the same time.
Oh. What's up today?
Just in public comment till 9:15.
Oh.
It's all right. Might get a little moisture, huh? Said like 60% chance of rain.
The lake is gone up.
Boy, it's dry.
It changes every 2 minutes.
Every 2 minutes?
Seems like it. If you had 10 people nail their phone out, you'd have 10 different forecasts.
Yeah.
They have trouble getting yesterday's right. Let alone tomorrow's.
Any other public comment? Are you on there, Jackie?
No, she isn't.
She did send me something else today, though, that I was gonna bring up during the dam. That I'm gonna ask her for some more information on that she thinks would be a good training for her and Brandon. It's like a dam sector information share drilling overview and then some FEMA webinar informational web series. And then a training in Missoula. For 0305 type 3 all hazard incident for an incident management team training on April 25th through 29th.
So is this going through her as DES?
Yes.
So why would she have to ask us permission if she has budget power to do these things?
We've always asked or just had her update us on stuff. It's not really permission, it's just that we've always asked her to let us know what's going, especially with the dam, because then we have to notify them that. It's not that she needs, she can go to the meetings. Yeah, it was just kind of that way. I don't know, maybe it was the right way.
Just curious.
Yeah, I think it's some of just a sharing of information because there's a lot of times I get emails asking me for what trainings and we just end up getting overlap to update with FERC for random
So I guess
documents.
this would be sharing information, and if we felt like no, then we would say, no, we don't feel that you can do this, or we wouldn't respond, and that would give her the okay to do what she wants to do.
Yeah, it's pretty much, she just keeps us updated, because there might be something that comes up that we might want to go or something. They're always with Jeremiah and that Dow guy, like he said, he is gonna talk to her just some more on some other stuff. It's just, I think we just said, just keep us updated. And like with Brandon, that's.
And I think she wants Brandon to go to this with her. And I think it's free.
And I think it was, like when we did that audit the other day with him, it was just kind of, the more he could get is gonna help us too. So that's, I just asked her to just let us know what she's. One more minute, Mr. Alt. That clock's a little fast.
Is that a little fast? All right.
All right, we're gonna move on to the road and bridge, since there's no more public comment, we're gonna move on to the road and bridge weekly report. Superintendent Hall.
Well, we are just blading where we can blade. We're still blading, hitting the bus run down there, and just should be going pretty good today with the way the weather is. But some of that stuff you just can't hit, it's still too frozen. But that and blading out of Hall. And then we're also cold patching everywhere we can cold patch. Obviously, we can't get to the lake yet because there's still too much snow. It's all snow back up there, but we're doing, right now they're working on the road going into Drummond. And it's horrible.
Man, it's terrible.
And so from there, we'll be heading up Bear Gulch as soon as it's just got too much water and all the holes. And so that's just kind of what we're doing as the weather goes. That's about it. And then I got a call into Ed, the guy that delivers our mag for us. Want to get these tanks filled up now before, who knows what it's going to do, you know, or obviously the price are going to go up with fuel. So get us filled up as early as we can get filled up for our first loads anyway. But he'll be calling me back today and let me know when he's coming. And then for Durapatch oil, I'm still waiting until they get their cheaper oil in instead of the winter blend, and then we'll get some. But then we'll get Durapatch. I guess that's kind of where we're at. But that's about it. Everything else seems to be going pretty good. Still fairly quiet because construction season hasn't hit yet, you know. But soon.
They said don't look like too much flooding.
No, actually, we're not getting any flooding.
I drove out to Grayville's there, you know, where it usually hits there. Man,
Yeah,
nothing
the
to come.
water's just going in the ground. What there is of it.
Is there any comments for Superintendent Paul? See some more of that come down Beaver Tail a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna, as soon as we move in there to blade that road, we're gonna take the loader in there and haul some of that riprap.
There's a hill there where you go up. But
What?
there's-
Sorry.
You're all right. Down at Beaver Tail, you go up Gillespie, it's on the south side of the highway, it's a county road, we go in there, we always blade it. Well, there's a hill corner there that there's a whole bunch of big rock keeps falling down, well, we go down there every year and clean it out, bring it back to the shop, and it use it for riprap. So it's,
Okay.
Be a few loads of it,
it's good stuff.
unless we get a bunch of rain, it might get slop off more, who knows.
Mhm.
Rather than kicking it over the bank, we load it and bring it back so we can use it. That's cheap.
They've had to sort through it sometimes and take the bigger and stuff just to meet the specs here and there, but at least it's ours. So.
Mhm. Gotcha. Oh, listen.
I guess.
I was dozing here.
Other than that, that's about it.
Have you ever heard from the Lolo National Forest? They'll have Billy try to see if we can get a hold of somebody down there, talk to them, see what they're gonna do in that rock creek. Supposedly they were gonna do a bunch of work this year. supposedly,
Well, they're working on it, but they don't know what they're doing yet.
In the very bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still trying to put a plan together.
Oh,
And
we never heard, they used to come in every spring.
yeah, they got an engineer working on it.
Oh, I'm just curious, cause I know that one part of the road there's busted off.
Yeah, I talked to them 2 months ago. And they're trying to figure a plan out, but they can't figure a plan. They're just like everybody else. There's so damn much snow.
Yeah.
Got hold of that hog back in shape, you know.
Yeah, I meant right down just by that bridge.
They're doing one study on it from
All the way
where we
through.
stop on both sides. They're doing that on the middle of it,
Oh, cool.
is what they told me. So until they know something, then they'll let us know as soon as they have a plan.
I guess we'll be about 5 minutes early, but we'll go on into, if there's no other comments for Superintendent Paul on this, we'll move on to the commission to advertise publish notice for bids for dozers with operators and excavators with operators in case needed for Forest Service road project on road 1589 discussion and decision. And this has all just been brought up just in case we need them, if we told them we'd help them with that road. And we can, charge them for the use of that stuff. And if we had to get an excavator to go in there where we got that little one and we don't have county does not have a dozer. This is just in case we needed it, if we had to rent one.
Okay. Makes
I
sense.
just wanted to explain
Just like the
that.
trucks, I just want to have it ready. So when we get out there in 6 weeks or whatever, we can say, well, Candice has one that they would do something with, or whatever. We have something on the books that we can draw from. And maybe we don't need anything. Maybe we do. Doesn't hurt to advertise.
Well, it's better than wait until the last minute.
Yeah.
And we gotta wait 2 weeks, and if they start on it, they're gonna wanna go boom, boom.
So this would be something that you would advertise, and would you have a date for them knowing when?
Just the season.
Just the season?
Yeah,
Okay,
just like the trucks. It'd just be for the
Okay.
2022 season.
okay, I see.
And that way, at least we have a list of somebody that may want to. And when we call them, maybe they're gonna be too busy, who knows?
Yeah.
But we can't really put a date down either.
Right,
That's why I just like to have it as a season.
We might even rent one ourselves, just we got operators, something like that too.
so in this is not putting a commitment,
No,
Correct.
it's just so that they wouldn't feel, well, we put this bid in and
And I talked to Blaine about that. I think the whole project is like $45,000. And we wouldn't have to do it at all. We could just hire somebody, but I'd rather just put it in the paper, get everybody that's interested in it, get their prices. It just saves a bunch of havoc for me,
Okay.
and for you guys. And nobody's calling. They have their opportunity to put in and how much money they want an hour, and we can go from there.
so we need to make a motion and a date for the deadline to get it in,
Yeah.
if we're good with it.
So dozers with operators and excavators with operators.
Yeah.
So we have excavators ourselves?
Just that one little one, but if they go to dig up on that, you're gonna have a bigger one. We don't really know it's just to get it in, Blanche,
Okay.
just to make sure that,
Okay.
we might have to rent one
So when you mean by date, what do you mean by date? Do you have a
So-
date in
to
mind?
advertise.
Well, we'll advertise it for a few weeks, and then they need to put their bid in, at a certain date. So
And that way we have it.
we usually run it for 2 weeks. So what if we run it till,
So,
the 18th of April would be, the 19th, let's see,
Be the night.
the 12th would be 3 weeks.
so you're looking, when you look at Thursdays as a Thursday, because at Thursdays when the paper would go.
Right. So if we were to get it in this Thursday, just say,
Okay.
And-
Do we still have time? I don't think so.
We can get in this.
No.
Thursday, it'll be next
do
Thursday.
the next Thursday.
So, and then run it for 2 weeks.
Morning, Blaine.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
the,
Bid,
Yeah.
people getting bids in just like the
Yeah.
trucks, we're trying to figure out when to get it out and how
Well,
long.
what
it'll
if-
be.
What if we were to open them on the 19th of April? That'd give them 3.5 weeks or whatever.
That's fine. Is that all
So-
right with you, Blanche?
So advertise, we'd probably advertise on the 31st, on the 7th and the 14th, and then you'd open them the 19th?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
And they
usually
can
we
come
only
in.
advertise twice, but if you want it in there 3 times, yeah.
Well, it would be, I'd be, well, the 31st and the 7th and open them on the 12th. Then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
So,
or, yeah.
okay, I make a motion that we advertise for dozers with operators and excavators with operators. Would be starting, what, the 7th of April? And then the 14th, and we'd make a decision on the 19th.
Accept their bids on the 19th.
Do you think 2 weeks is sufficient?
It would go in the paper on the 31st, right?
Is that,
Do we want it in by, well, this is it. If you're doing it by the 31st and you want to make the decision on the 19th, then you would put it in for the 31st, the 7th, and the 14th.
That'd be fine.
Run it for 3 weeks.
all right, decision on April 19th.
I'll second that.
Oh, okay.
Just give them an extra week.
Is
Yeah.
there any
Yeah.
public comment on that, on the motion? Just on the motion? No, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye. We'll get that in and then we'll get it.
And that would be like always, for county, for Granite County residents. You know,
right,
So
right.
we're not getting them from Billings or,
Well, I don't know, we can't really limit it. You can give a preference to, locals, but in the past, no one's, yeah.
whatever.
The, do you want to, like, for the dozer and the excavator, do you want a spec put on there or,
I would put D6 or D7 class
for, the
dozer.
dozer and then for the excavator?
320 class.
320 spots. Or bigger or,
320 or bigger.
okay, I'll send you the notice before it.
So does it go out in some special area
Just in
or
the
what?
paper,
Just in the newspaper,
Yeah.
Just what newspaper?
ours.
Phillipsburg.
Just the Phillipsburg Mail?
Yeah.
Then how's anybody going to see it if they're not in Phillipsburg?
It seems like people, I don't, the ones that want to bid, they always seem to find it.
I mean, this is something unusual, isn't it, for asking for dozers and excavators?
Oh, no, we've rented them before.
Are there local people that have dozers and
Oh,
excavators?
God, yeah.
There's
A lot of them.
them.
Yeah, every logger in the country.
In that case, I would say do it, like the bigger project, like the dome, we put it on that montanabids.com, it went to all the local, all the contractors, or the guilds, or whatever. It's up to you though, I can send the paper and do anyone else want.
I just do it the way we do it, and then that way, it just seems like people watch for that stuff. I mean, we can put it in more papers if you want, but then
Oh, we can put it on the website.
It's on, yeah, I always put our bids on the website too. I have a spot on your commissioner pages for bids.
Okay. What do you think, Blaine?
If
Well,
I was
I'm-
in your situation, I would just want
Just do the
mainly
local
locals, but
paper?
if other people thought they want to put in the bid, they can too, but, there can be a preference. for local.
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion been carried and passed, we'll get that in. Is there any other comments on that?
What, April 19th, what time? Like,
You guys want to do 9:30?
I do it right with Paul's report, right?
So let's do
We,
Not what he,
9:15?
9:15 for open,
that okay?
we probably better put with transport on there.
with
transport because they're gonna have to get lowboyed in.
Yeah,
I
So
don't
it-
know.
but you're wanting an hour, like an hourly rate, right?
Yeah,
So it'd have to be in by 8 AM Tuesday, is that what you're saying
You-
on the
Usually we
19th?
just say by 9:15 AM.
By
but-
9:15?
But if you wanted it in by,
And then now we're gonna amend the motion a little bit to put, low boys on there with an hourly rate, cause they'll have to haul.
all right, just transport with,
Yeah.
with the rate for, with the, is that like a mileage rate on transport? or
it'd be by the hour,
Hour, okay.
but their transport's just in and out.
I don't think you need that on the motion.
Okay. Alrighty.
Alrighty, that's all I
Got
got.
anything else for us? You're still on till.
No,
Yes, it will be getting noticed soon. Negotiations. That last contract is only a year. Like we were, so long before that, they have to give notice.
oh,
Up to them, bring it. Man,
Not that deals with you. You're just, you are the boss.
can't believe the years gone by.
Yeah, we just
Time
got
flies
the
when you're having
contract
fun.
wrapped
Huh?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Did you want to mention that on the public or well, you can, you still on that tin with Chad and Danny, maybe? Bring it up. Well, there's two local ranchers down in Hall, and they're redoing the Stockman's Bar. And they said that if we bought the tin, put on the side of the cat house, or that building of ours that's south of the bar, that they do all the labor. I said I'd bring it up and we can talk, we can put it on the agenda, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Just
To reside it,
But they,
Who's doing who's doing it?
they would do it
Chad
themselves.
Coon,
They got,
Chad Coon,
So he's doing what? Stockman's? Is that called Stockman's now?
mhm,
Where's it at? In Hall?
the bar.
Oh, okay.
But they said that, cause they're fixing all theirs up and ours is kind of ragged, but they said if we bought the tin, they do the labor free. It's something to think about. It's not a decision or nothing, but we'll talk to Chuck too. I just thought we'd bring it up and
So in what building is that?
the one where we put all like the mowers and our equipment we don't use in the winter.
south of the bar.
Storage.
at Long
So
Wood.
they're saying it's ugly and they want us to make it
It-
pretty and they're willing to do the work for us. Is
Pretty
that what you're
much.
saying?
It's right across from the school.
Yeah, that
Beautify
sounds like
Hall.
pretty good.
Beautify Hall?
They
but-
cover up them windows that are broke and I just put it solid and fix it.
So agenda item next week.
Well, I just kind of passing it on. It's just.
Well, there's,
We could.
but I think you let them figure out a price on how much material costs. And once we have that, let's put it on the agenda.
Yeah. to
Otherwise,
see-
we're just
right.
taking a stab at nothing.
So when do they plan on doing this?
I haven't told them to do it yet.
I mean, when do they plan on doing the Stockmans?
They're working.
They're working on
Oh,
it
they're working on it now.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I just wanted to bring it up so it'd
Right.
be something to think about.
well, I mean, we can't think and then when they're done, for them to come back to do it for nothing, they're gonna wanna do it while they're doing the other,
Yeah.
so can't really think about it if they're working on it right
No.
now.
now. But I'll talk to Chad and have him get us a price on the material. Cause that's what we'd have to pay for.
Right.
And then we'll then put it on the agenda and we'll see if that's what we want to do.
Yeah,
that
so
work?
if it's just something that would be county building, considered county building improvement
Yeah.
on county building. And it would, it's just putting a facade to make it look netter.
Just
better.
residing it.
Is that the whole building or just the front?
No, the building. We just put a new garage door and stuff on it last year. so we could actually get in and out of it safely. And that old wooden one on there.
I just wanted to bring it up. in case you
Yeah.
heard about that.
Well, no, I think that's a good idea if they're willing to do the labor, if we have the materials for them. There, I see Blaine, is that an okay thing to do?
Yeah, I think, you know, he's come up, county building, think if you'd wanna, yeah, I mean, he's a regular contractor, see his liability insurance. Have a little agreement with him, but I could.
Right.
We'll find out how much it costs and that.
I'll talk to
Before
him
we
today.
put it on the agenda. Cause they'll be there for a while, fixing on that. It's not like they're gonna be.
So, right, because it would be, he's a contractor and working on our buildings, he'd have to show,
Mhm.
there'd have to be some kind of contract, wouldn't there?
Yeah, they have liability insurance, which I'm sure you already.
He's got
has,
all that.
yeah. So it, yeah, I think it worked out pretty.
He built the fire halls and stuff.
No, I'm just saying that we'd want to make sure our duckies are in a row and not just to have him throw it on there because he's willing to do it for nothing. I mean, we have to have a paper trail and we have to have, if something went wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah, correct.
Alrighty, well, we'll just wait to hear back on that. We'll move on to the dam, so thanks. Paul.
Yep, all right, I'll see you guys.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, we're on, Brandon Parrott, Dam Tenders Report, Georgetown Lake Outflow Review and Decision. Chuck told me, I talked to him last night, and he was wanting to stay with the same flow, but we'll talk about it here, I'm just letting you know that.
So it's rising.
Yep, it's 64, 28, 33, 14.04 below full flow.
So is this, does it seem to be getting closer to a level that would be normal for this time of year?
We're getting there, it's just slowly, but it's.
So we need, we
Leave it.
leave it.
Yeah, leave it.
I-
Keep trying to gain, and we got a ways to go. And just hopefully Mother Nature will help us, because we're at 80%, you know, in Peterson Meadows.
So did you make the motion?
I'll make a motion that we leave as is on the lake outflow.
I'll second it.
Any public comment on that? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You got anything for us, Brendan?
I
Did you see this Jackie email this morning?
haven't.
I'm just gonna give it to you.
Okay.
It's a bunch of different training opportunities that have to do with FEMA and the dam and emergency management.
And like on some of them where you gotta go and stay overnight, the county pays for rooms. And I don't know if anybody ever explained all that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, we had a
just
plan.
kinda-
To go to Ben to go to that training, but it was already, COVID was like, nope, you're staying here, so I did it all online.
Yeah.
County has a car too, even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lose tourists out here.
so it's, I just thought I'd let you know, cause.
Sure. Yeah.
Other than that, the ice still on up there.
Oh, yeah. Slowly from the dam, kind of melting a little bit, but cold snap kind of put us back.
You can't believe some of the guys still going out there fishing.
Yeah, I know. I was out there yesterday.
Yeah. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, they brought a snowmobile out there yesterday. It's crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in and appreciate what you're doing.
all right. Well, talk to you.
Thanks,
next week.
Brand.
Thanks, have a good day.
Any comment on the Georgetown Lake outflow? Okay, we're back on. I monkeyed out my computer here. It's on the AARP Community Challenge Grant for Public Health Transport Ban. Discussion and decision. Go ahead, Jackie, you can explain this, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I didn't know if you could hear me.
Yep.
Yeah, so this came out like 2 weeks ago, that it's a community's grant to help serve our community. So Billy and I sat down, we got the statistics, and we did a Area 5 survey that we sent out in January with various things on it, what can we do better? What's the services we lack in our county, things like that. And the number one thing that was put on the surveys that we received back were transportation and home health options. And so when this grant became available, we decided to apply for it and maybe get some sort of a transportation vehicle for people like going to doctor's appointments, getting groceries, things like that. Because on this end of the county, as we all know, we don't have a grocery store. So it's a little difficult for people who don't have reliable transportation to get somewhere for groceries. So that's kind of the goal on that.
Say that we did get a van, and do you have to have a special person driving that's got medical something, or is that like Area 5 people can cover that?
Well, at this time, I think we would have one of our Area 5 aides who is already employed and under the Area 5 grant would be like that transportation person.
Okay. I was just curious on that, how that worked.
They just have to have training, I think, and
So, but they already have the training, but just to drive and not just to clean.
maybe under the county's insurance, if that's the way it works.
Well, it sounds like it'd be pretty good if we could get that, because I mean, the elderly people, well, young people too, that, need to go to town without a grocery store and stuff. When would you know on this, or do we have to give you the approval, or how's this work, Jackie? I'm not sure.
So it needs to be submitted by the end of today. And on the target areas are people from 50 and older, is where they're servicing on this AARP, which like we have 54.6% of our population in Granite County is 50 and older. So we have a pretty good chance, I think, of obtaining that. Like we have 381 veterans in our county also. So it may be something that we would be able to service some of the veterans also.
And I think there's stuff out there to help with the veterans too, if I read that other thing right. Maybe I shouldn't say. I did read something something about the transportation for the vets where they lost that other one that was bringing them and taking them.
Yeah, and that would be something we could talk to Mohammed about too, and what the availability of a DAV van is through our county also.
Well, I'd entertain a motion that you go ahead with the AARP.
With the application.
Yeah, get that so we could get it in today if you can do it.
I will make that motion that we get the AARP Community Challenge Grant in today, the application.
I'll second it. Commissioner Hinkle's not here today, so I'll second it. I thought I'd let you know, Jackie. Any public comment on this? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion been carried and passed. Go ahead and see if we can get that in today. That'd be cool if we could get that. I mean, wow.
Does that have to be signed by?
We don't need a signature, I'll just log in and submit.
Oh, thank you. You guys got it under control. Good job. Thank you, Jackie. Anything else for us? Awesome LEPC meeting. Damn, that was a good one. Appreciate it.
You know, yeah, we do, when we come together, we do a lot of things for our county, and it's good to have those other entities all come together and make some good decisions for our county.
It's good to hear about like them generators and stuff. And then Billy's got that stuff here that you send up on that next Tuesday, that, what they're putting on.
Oh, the Boone exercise, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. I was gonna read up on it more, and I guess we'll have to see. It's on a commission day, so I'm not sure.
Right.
Uh,
And Scott also, and I'll let you know when Phillips 66, they're gonna be doing some down here at the Drummond River, by the river too, so
okay.
others can
Well, that's
have opportunity, yeah.
Well, I guess Elena's got a comment here, Jackie. Hold on. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. I have a couple questions. Is this the application that's part of the documents uploaded for today?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and so how much is the total grant and the matching funds?
So the total grant is $50,000 that we're asking for. Originally, we were gonna ask for 25,000 until Jackie and I started shopping around for vans and realized how expensive they are right now. And there are no matching funds required, but we were looking, and since we are using our Area 5 aides to drive the vans, what did we decide on that, Jackie, as far as matching? Do you remember?
So on the application, it had to ask if we were doing matching funds or the expenses and things like that. And where the personnel would be coming out of the Area 5 grant funding, because would already be providing that service for our people, we decided not to put any charges down. So there is no matching fund, Elena.
Okay, because I'm looking at page 9, it says matching funds. Is that 18,000 or $180? I don't understand that.
So on the last page document, it's $18,000, and I think that would be, I think we calculated that out yesterday. Was that the amount that the county was paying? We figured out how much it would cost for 3 aides to be able to drive the van to do 3 trips a month, and that's with our, was that our year? Is that what we figured out?
You know, and I don't have it in front of me.
I put Jackie in.
Okay, well, I think maybe it needs a better review. Thank you.
It's fine. Good job, Jackie and Billy. I appreciate your work. They're doing their job and they're doing fine. Yeah. Anyway, any other comments, Jackie or Billy, on this?
I have none. We're just trying to help our county.
I know, you're doing a damn good job. Thank you very much. All righty, so on that note, if there's no other comments, I got 4 minutes. How's everything else going?
It's submitted.
Oh, awesome. It's submitted. Thank you. Good job. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, that Area 5's came a long ways, and Joe Gilboy and that. I mean, it's came big time, and the county's so much, getting elderly all the time. Boy, they're getting old. You might need a ride to town to watch the Grizz play. It's kind of a handicap game.
There's a lot of people use it.
No, I think it's awesome what they're doing, and I seen one of the workers yesterday. I stopped at a person's house just
Okay.
to visit.
Sorry. The match would be us providing the drivers, and the funds would come out of Area 5.
Mm-hmm. That's on, yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
And there's no
Thank you.
requirement for matching funds for the grant either. And one of the things we were kind of talking about when we were writing this up is the idea for the van to start with our Area 5 clients, but the idea of how our county, like, maybe at some point being able to expand that, so it's not just for our Area 5 clients, but maybe at some point, like you said, to help people even younger go get groceries that maybe don't have access to transportation, maybe some of the WIC clients in public health who just can't get access to a grocery store that's taking WIC, or
Does,
kind of being able to do more, serve more people.
does Clinton Market do WIC?
Jackie, do you know?
I think they do. I think they do.
What was your question?
I was just wondering, if Clinton Market did WIC. I didn't know, that's, I'm just trying to see what,
So does Chad refuse to do it?
I think I was told he has interest in doing WIC. It's a matter of getting set up, and I
Oh.
don't know how big that process is, but I don't know. I didn't talk to
Yeah, the WIC program, it's a different program that he would have to put into his system. And in the past, he did not have it. Deb and I talked about that the other day, and we probably need to just approach him again and see if that would be a possibility. But, you know, we have some of these people, like, as Billy said, with WIC, you know, if they don't have reliable transportation or, you know, the means to get somewhere, we need to do something to help them out.
okay. All righty, well, thank you very much, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Flint Creek Dam Corrective Plan. Thanks, Jackie, appreciate it. Thanks, Billy. So we're on the corrective plan and schedule for 2021 Part 12D Consultant Safety Inspections Report Amendment and Cover Letter Discussion and Decision.
So did you guys get my response from Jeremiah?
Mhm.
That all makes sense. So basically there's two different, he's not sure what this will cost. Because there's two different options it could be. There was the way it went a couple years ago, where it was kind of just a little bit of sending a camera through that was a kind of lower cost option, or there was the one where you had to send a diver through, and he said that would be a very high cost option. But kind of the plan that they're laying out is there's this DNRC grant that we applied for, and we haven't heard back on that yet, but we're hoping to get the DNRC grant, and then we can utilize that grant to develop our plan, which this is our plan.
We've gotten that
through this.
before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so then hopefully from the plan, we can see what needs to do and we can go from there, which is basically what this amendment is.
So, okay, well, that sounds good. So I guess I'd go ahead with a motion on the corrective plan and schedule,
So,
that report amendment.
yeah. Do we approve the corrective plan and schedule for 2021?
Well-
This is what-
Yeah, so you can get it to her.
Got some-
Part 12D, the consultant safety
Yeah.
inspection, which is Great West, right? Okay. So the amendment and cover letter. So amendment, is that what you explained that?
Yes, so originally, we, like, the FERC Part 12D inspection was done, it was submitted to FERC. We had 60 days in which to respond, which we did, and then FERC has forever to respond. So then they sent out their comments, and so then we needed to make an amendment to make sure we're addressing their comments, which is what this amendment is.
So what we're making a motion for would be approving the amendments that Great West has
For the
requested.
plan to get it checked.
We've made an amendment to our plan to address FERC's concerns from the.
Okay, so I make a motion that we approve the amended plans from Great West.
I second it. Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Most been carried and passed. Thank you. We'll go off till 10:15, please. Okay, we're back on with Headwaters RCD update and discussion.
That's me. I'm your Headwaters.
Oh yeah, that's right. I say the what's his name.
Okay, I was at Headwaters meeting on Thursday.
Would you state your name and what?
I'm Billy.
You're Billy, and who are you, Billy?
I'm the commissioner's assistant.
And what do you have to do with Headwaters?
So I go to the Headwaters meetings basically at your guys' request. So I'm familiar with what's going on in the county and can kind of answer to why you guys pay dues.
And this is something that
Went to the update, or I went to the meeting, and I have an update for you guys.
Okay.
I put together just a little list of kind of the main points from the meeting. There is a Rise and Restore Small Business Summit, April 7th at Fairmont Hot Springs. This is a free summit to go to for small business owners. It's kind of cool. I posted the flyer a couple places around town. Just I thought small business owners would be interested in being able to go to that. Another thing that is going on is the American Jobs for American Youth Project. This is something that they've kind of focused on in Anaconda, and I'm going to ask to see if they'll do it here, but it's kind of where they're working with local businesses and high school students to connect high school students with local businesses for summer jobs. But I'm going to see if that's an interest here and kind of work with Headwaters on that. As far as homebuyer education, still a really big thing. They're continuing to provide one-on-one counseling through Zoom for clients who have completed the online homebuyer education class. The emergency rental assistance program is still very, very popular. It's been extended through 2025. Renters can receive a monthly maximum of $2,200 for past due rent and future rent payments, and up to $300 for past due rent and future utilities, including gas and electric, and $50 per month for internet. And they just have to contact Headwaters for that.
And if they go like something on this, do they go in and make sure? Or they don't just.
Like
give
weatherization, oh, for that kind of stuff.
For the giving the money that.
I think there's a whole application process. I don't know a lot of the details of how they go through the application process with Headwaters, but I know Headwaters connects them with it and kind of oversees it. I think it kind of.
Is this something that the renters then have to pay back, or is this no?
No.
How does this is a federal money then coming that helps them if they're
Eligible.
eligible? That's what I. Okay.
Yeah, there's eligibility requirements that I believe
Yes,
you
you
have to
just
meet.
don't get it. Just
No.
because you want it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what eligible on that. All right.
Yeah, but it does serve our county. So if there are people that are in need, it is an option to work with Headwaters and them help you find some assistance. Let's see, what else did I have on there for, not a lot else for home buyers education update. For the food and ag update, the Montana Department of Agriculture is now accepting applications for an estimated $5.5 million in federal funding available through the Specialty Crop Block Grant Program. This is for projects that include research, education, and developing new and improved varieties, improving capacity, distribution, chain enhancing food safety, pest and disease control. They talked a lot in the meeting about how Headwaters has really focused on hops, and hops has kind of been their specialty crop that they've focused on across the state, which feeds back into the brewery thing that has been so popular in Montana. The thing that I think is really relating to our area is the option for the value added producer working capital grant applications. which those are due May 2nd. Courtly Laughlin is kind of the egg lady at Headwaters, and she can provide assistance with that. So for like egg producers that want assistance, she can kind of help get you on the right track. Those grant applications are due on May 2nd, and she can also assist with the technical side of things now, which gives people more help because applying for some of these grants can be quite complicated. From the loan office, one thing going on in our county, the Wagon Wheel LLC was approved for a $291,000 loan for working capital, equipment purchases, and renovation funds to cover the existing motel rooms. They're going to convert them into efficiency apartments.
I think it's like a good idea, though. I mean, efficiency
Yeah,
apartments.
Yeah, I guess there was a couple of hiccups, but the first borrower wasn't able to obtain life insurance, but it looks like there was some back and forth, but everything, the loan has been put on hold, but they're working to get through the issues so they can get this going again with the Wagon Wheel. So hopefully that gets.
Do you know what the interest is on that?
Mm,
Do they put, or is that just kind of private? Well, no,
They-
it shouldn't be. I was just curious on something like the
it's not listed
Sarah
on
hit
here.
water.
I
I
don't
was
know.
just curious on how that worked.
It's not listed on here. You're probably trying to find out though. So many papers. For the executive report, Montana Community Foundation grants. So there was a chunk of money that was designated to various counties. Ours happened to be one. Headwaters was asked to administer the money. Each county got about $6,000, and the theater was selected for Granite County, so they used it for the renovation project. And then there's the USDA Rmap program, which they have partnered with Headwaters, and they are working on developing a statewide loan program to support value-added producers. I think this could be another great thing in our area with all of our egg producers. It's still in the initial discussions, but the updates are to come to hopefully be able to provide some loan options and some support to our egg communities.
Good report, Billy. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do you like getting a hold of them? If a small business was trying to get money, how do you just call them?
So they've kind of gone through some staffing changes recently. So I know there's been people covering multiple areas. Kelly Sullivan kind of seems to do a lot of their small business development stuff, but you can go to their website and their staff directory is up there and it has everybody's contact information. People can also contact me and I can connect them with people, or Gail Leeper. Gail Leeper is our board member actually on the
She's been
executive
on there a while
committee
too. She's done good.
for the county. So she's a great person to go to get to direct people.
Thank you, Gail.
But yeah.
Is there any public comment on this? The Headwaters update only. Thank you very much. Good job. Pretty interesting.
Mhm.
Nice to know what we've been paying, you know, this way at least we know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we're getting out of it.
Yeah.
Before, you know, because I was like, I don't.
Well, I think it was just taken for granted that everybody knew what was going on,
Mhm.
and Mike had been on the board for so long that,
Then that COVID
Yeah.
hit and we lost them,
Yeah.
you know, people not talking and
Yeah.
just it kind of went, yeah.
You.
Okay. No comments on that? Well, we have 5 minutes before the next one. We'll go off for 5 minutes there. I don't see no comments. Okay, we're back on with Montana Disaster and Emergency Services Update. Montana Regional Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan, discussion and decision. I'm thinking that's Jackie.
I know I sent her a request, but this is, do you remember she talked about this at the LEPC? This is basically how, I'm gonna explain it. Oh, Jackie's on, she can explain it. Can you hear us, Jackie?
Yes. So what this is Montana DES went to the legislature and talked about them, instead of dispersing this money out, that they take these funds and they formulate the hazardous mitigation plans that need to be done every 5 years according to FEMA regulations. And we just got ours done. So, you know, ours is current, but if we sign this in the 5 years leading up to it having to be done again, the state takes the bill, they're the ones that pay for it and help us update our mitigation plan.
Okay.
That'd be a good deal, yeah.
Yeah, good,
It's what?
Be a good deal.
be a good deal. So, on this back, am I signing this?
You and her sign it.
Me and who?
And Jackie, I put Jackie as our contact person,
Oh, I'm here.
so you would be,
So would this be
The-
locked in?
I want to
yeah,
make a motion on this. I was just curious on who.
you would be our managerial officer and she would be our contact.
I'd entertain a motion on this.
Okay, I would make a motion that we opt in and participating in the regional multi-hazard plan.
I'll second it. Any public comment on this?
Scott and Blanche, also, just so you know that both the towns of Phillipsburg and Drummond are going to opt in on this also.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. All in favor?
I
Aye. Good job. Good job, Jackie.
Oh, sorry, thanks. Busy.
You go, girl.
Yeah, you go, girl. At least I'm giggling. I know, be serious. Any other comments or anything on this, Jackie or anybody? How's it, door locks working?
They're awesome. I love them. I don't have to pack keys.
Good.
So also, I don't know if you guys want to discuss this, but our LEPC meeting and that grant on the hazardous waste,
Yeah,
that was the opportunity, but we have opted just as our stakeholders, we're just going to do our own with the help of Dustin Rogers with Yellowstone Pipeline. So it's good resources we have.
hell of a nice guy. He was fun to talk to. I'm sure glad I went to that meeting just to put, I was telling Blanche about it, put, you know, faces with names, and he was really interested in listening to.
Well, and I think he will be a great resource for some supplies that we may need, or, yeah, it'll be a good thing to have him there.
What did you say? Oh,
Were there, Jackie, were there proposed changes brought up to the LEPC bylaws?
Oh, yeah, Blaine, in fact, I'm just doing the minutes now. We had a discussion about that. And we have opted as the stakeholders for me to write a letter to them, just stating and sending the bylaws with that section 4 highlighted. And then just ask those that can't attend. If there's somebody on their board or someone else from their organization that could attend, so that they can take this information back to their organizations, just because if we end up with having a disaster, we need everybody on board so we kind of know what everybody else is doing and who's who and what's going on. So as Scott Dunkerson had said during the IMT, you know, everybody wanted to be involved, and, you know, there were people coming from other entities, which is great, but, you know, trying to form an IMT team and, you know, like who's doing what. If you're not at these meetings all the time, you don't really understand that the ICS standards. So it's just nice to have everybody on board and educated.
Yeah, good point. Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, and then I'll let you know from there, Blaine, but they wanted to leave them as is and give everyone that opportunity to fill in those spots that are not being filled as of now.
Okay,
All right, thanks, Blaine.
thanks.
Thank you. No comments on that? Being done, we'll go off till 11, right? Yeah. Okay, we're back on with the ongoing negotiations with Flint Creek Hydro. Judge McLean.
I've not heard. Yeah, sorry. Don't you want me to follow up with their attorney?
Just leave it on here for next week again, I guess, if you send them a little note seeing if got anything going on.
How long do you go on with this?
Yeah.
Do you keep, because they keep,
Well, I mean, we're the
Well, I was
ones,
hopeful after I heard from a couple weeks ago, but then back to nothing. So yeah,
Somebody
I can get hold
died.
of their attorney.
somebody died or something, didn't they? And then they had.
Yeah, Roger Kirk's mother passed away. That was part of the thing.
Well, I guess we'll just, maybe send them a little note and see what come up, or if they've talked about it, and then put it back on for next week again, please. Any comments on that? Public comments?
Elena.
Go ahead, Elena.
Well, a while ago, Elena Gagliano for the record, a while ago, I made a comment months ago that this is being dragged out. Why should the operator even bother doing anything since they're still getting 90% of the profits from the electricity that's generated? And we are still stuck with the maintenance, updates, studies, tests. It's still coming out of the county. And we get no benefits at all from this thing. So if I was the operator, I wouldn't bother either. I'm sitting back pretty, getting 90%, and you guys are paying for everything. So I think that it comes down to stop sending them a note and maybe please answer. I think you really should get down and do something, like
Well, thank you.
rescinding the license. Thank you.
Not like we're not doing something. I mean, you can only do so much. We pushed and pushed, and we are working on it.
are we kind of between a rock and a hard spot, would you say, Blaine?
Well, in the answer now is, you know, I've given the opinion that potentially some of the costs were unforeseeable that are now county's paying. I don't think the base agreement we're gonna get out of these extra costs should be shared. We need an expert to be able to tell us for sure that. I mean, so I've looked into the experts and we're still working on that. John Fitzpatrick, actually, who lives in the lake, he's running for House Rep, had some ideas, and I need to follow up with him because he had potentially an expert, or he has contacts that would potentially know an expert. So
Well,
I'll follow up with him. as
Well, it's not like we're not doing nothing. We're not just sitting back. I mean, we're,
Getting into litigation with them is, you know, there's a chance, you know, I feel strong in my legal opinion if we had that expert, but still doesn't mean
no.
no slam dunks.
So, I mean, we gotta make sure we're doing it right and taking, you know, we don't wanna just jump into it and then come back and bite us, but we are working on this. It's not like we're just sitting back.
I'll follow up with John Fitzpatrick. He worked with Montana Power and knows all the higher up people there that have contact.
Good. Thanks, Glenn.
He's gonna be at Kinko's
Yeah,
Friday. Visiting with people. He actually called me and I have other plans, so couldn't make it.
Well, thank you. Being there's no other comments, I would take a motion to adjourn.
I second. Or do I make? the
I
motion?
I meant to say I make a motion to adjourn, sorry. No comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good job today.